Podcast, episode...
11?
Fuck, I don't even know. Episode...
This is a phone episode.
Episode, fuck.
The phone episode.
Everybody just watches us on our phones.
Can you try it down a little bit, Josh? We're finna talk. We'll do a little... I see other podcasts doing this, so we're just finna talk about some stuff. Alright, let's start with...
What do we do usually?
Shut up, nigga.
It's like 10 minutes of
We're
bullshit.
gonna talk about...
Right?
We're gonna talk about... Shut the fuck up.
Episode, we're trying to be more organized, but we're failing drastically.
We do that every day. Every time we say we're gonna
That's
be
next
organized.
week. Shut up, Marcus. It's next week.
I just see that one thing. It's just like, I agree.
Every time we say we're gonna be organized, we're never organized.
You
It's
shut
all
the
bullshit.
fuck up, Marcus.
How about you shut up, Tarab?
How about I whoop your ass?
How about you do that?
Daddy and Daddy are fighting. What? So
Bitch.
are we actually talking about?
Yeah, I want to ask about your heritage, but is there any other questions? No? Okay, thank you. There you go. Muhammad. So, I know you're from Liberia.
I am.
Now, there are different tribes, right?
Yeah.
Whatever.
I'm a Mandingo.
I don't mean to intrude, but if we're talking about heritage, he's from Liberia, and I have people who live in Syria.
Really? In your family?
Yes.
That's cool.
Syria is really serious. Like no like pun or anything. Like Syria is like
Syria,
no joke.
yeah, Syria is very, very serious right now. My family, they don't live in the war-torn part of Syria, controlled by ISIS, but they live in a more generous faction. It's not really like good as like I would say it's worse than probably the ghetto and like the deepest part of the city.
Is that where they suck the Indian girls' titties?
All right, Marcus.
This is why we didn't bring Marcus.
That's
Yeah,
the
this
good
is-
part.
well,
That's where
for
the
my
kings
heritage.
are. and
Shut
they
up,
have,
Marcus,
like,
shut up.
Hella Nigerian
Shut up.
bitches. Hey, how about you?
Damn.
Shut up, son.
Damn, you're not contributing to anything. You're trying to be serious, but you're not helping.
These random ass conversations.
This is something. This is a topic. What are you talking about? Nothing? Just talking out your ass?
I'm putting in input.
And your
I'm
input
filling the
sucks ass.
conversation. Well, if
And
I
shit.
weren't here, it'd be really
That's what you're
quiet.
doing? You filling out box of crackers with shit? That's what you're doing?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm
Anyway, your
Just making
heritage,
it better.
bro.
The time is now 2:35. The hallway.
You don't
give a fuck, Mr. Walsh.
Okay, so I do know that like our slave ancestors, like they came from Ethiopia, so I know that. Okay. That's for like the black part of me there. So. My grandfather, he was Italian. Yes.
This is the phone episode.
And my grandfather on my mom's side, and then my great grandmother on my mom's side. It said that her mother was Indian. They said that she might have been Blackfoot, I believe. That's what they said.
And Blackfoot is for the viewers.
It's like northern. I think it's like northern, like around North Dakota, like South Dakota, like up there in that region somewhere.
Oh, okay.
So that's where the Blackfoot tribe would be. So it's not like a lot of black people say like they're mixed Indian, then they say like, oh, it's Cherokee.
And then they're not right.
They're not really actually Indians, and it's like it's very few Cherokee left. Like
And most of them actually reside in the private tribes that they have.
reservations and shit.
Yeah.
Like I think the ones that are almost extinct is like Cherokee, Iroquois, and Algonquin. And there might be others who like the really big ones who like got totally wiped out.
Aztec?
Like Bigfoot.
Oh yeah, Aztecs.
Aztec is really
The Aztecs are actually gone. Well, okay, you see, they say the Aztecs are gone, but like I think really the Aztecs are just like the Mexicans.
Okay.
Like the Spaniards came
say
here,
that. And then
like they.
okay, then
And they were
Aztecs
talking
and
about this.
Spaniards.
I was listening to a podcast, a Rooster Teeth podcast about this today, and Gus, he's Mexican. He was talking about how like the Aztecs aren't gone; they're just Mexicans now.
Okay.
Because like a Mexican is basically half like
Native
American, and the other half should
Aztecs are like.
be Spanish.
I see that, but like Aztecs are like they're here. Like how they say Latin is dead. Like
Latin is not dead. It's just different variations.
it's like
Yeah.
it's just spread out. So like
Yeah.
there's Aztecs like just like scarcely spread out.
Yeah, but most of them. Like, but well, the thing about Latin is like no one speaks pure Latin anymore.
Yeah, you have to like study to speak that.
Yeah, I'm saying, yeah.
But, like this is like a deep question. Like, wouldn't we still be considered speaking Latin now, just a different variation of it? Because like about 90% of our language comes from Latin.
Most of our language.
We're more like 70 because we have Greek words.
We have Germanic Greek words.
Yeah.
My dad speaks.
I mean, most of the languages, like, okay, so you have English and a lot of the countries on the western part of Europe, they just come from Latin. Especially, that's why we have cognates, like between French, Spanish, Italian, English, and what's the
Wait, what'd you say?
The worst joke ever told in America's Got Talent.
Was it the one where like they
Yes.
all just like X'd out?
Yeah, everybody X'd out after the first joke. So she walked on stage. First of all, she was African as hell.
She said.
No, she was like, now
What's with the
everybody,
combat gloves?
everybody, I am going to be a comedian and I am going to tell you all jokes and make you laugh. Then she was like, okay, is everybody all right today? and then everybody started clapping. They were like,
And then she was like, no, you're all left.
are you serious?
I already want to turn it off. I already want to turn it off.
Can we
How do you do that in 2 minutes?
Can we please continue where we left off?
Yeah, we're gonna continue with our seriousness. We are.
Okay.
Can we start with the dead baby joke?
No.
No,
Please.
serious.
It was
Not dead
actually really
serious.
good. We haven't really good.
Really?
That's
Why?
really
They're
bad.
funny because they never get old.
They don't.
Oh God.
They're timeless.
Oh, the puns.
Just like the
I'm sorry.
corpse of a dead baby.
Okay, I'll start it off. So we were talking about, fat cats in America, money, and then Terrell was going in about America and greed.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh my God. Like America is so greedy now. Like back then, like I feel like back in the 1800s, it wasn't as bad, but now it's like horrible. It's like basically
In the
these politicians, like you be
17th
elected
century.
politicians,
Do
right?
you not know what manifest?
In the 1800s, we didn't have banks.
Yeah. That's,
Okay, that's pretty.
I know what
greedy.
manifest destiny is.
Yeah.
But
So I mean,
I'm talking
America's
about, okay,
pretty
that's
greedy.
different. America wanted, okay, but I'm talking about, right, like inside America, how we treat our own selves. Like, how we treat our own people, and how we treat our neighbors. Like, you elect these politicians, and like, and it's like, normally this person would disagree with that, but you give them, like, I don't know, $50,000. Sure, I'll vote on whatever you want me to. Tobacco Corporation. I'll vote on whatever you want me to. Oil Corporation, gas company, whatever. Like, it is being paid off so easily.
Because they're trying to sponsor their campaign.
Exactly.
One,
Like,
they're trying to
no
sponsor
money.
their campaign.
And some people
One, they
say-
want money in their pocket. Well, I said one again. Well, 1 + 1. They want money in their pocket. And for 3, they don't give a damn who backs them, really.
It's honestly, it's like, no matter how wrong you are, if you have money to back it up,
You're right.
You're right.
You're right.
Yeah.
So like we were talking, you know what I would never, ever do in my life?
What?
Smoke a cigarette.
Like a regular
Yes.
cigarette?
Yes, I'd never do it. It's
know what?
horrible for you.
You know what the whole I just figured out the whole the voting you know what I mean.
Regulations?
No,
Voting
how
process?
voting goes.
The voting
or
process.
whatever. Yeah, the voting process. There we go.
Quick thing before we actually get fully into it.
Mhm.
Who was here during CP?
Me, 1, 2, 3, 4.
I'm Alexis. I'm back.
Oh yeah, I'm Josh. I'm back too.
I'm in the corner because politics.
I kind of I'm joining in late because of
Issues.
bag raid reasons.
He was
not so
fighting a
bad.
bear, and then a shark came in.
And, stuff
Sharknado
happens.
sufficient.
Same old, same
Round
old.
2's
Okay.
gonna happen tomorrow.
Tara's
Just-
here, like always.
They're returning. I'm
Oh,
joining
no.
in for the segment, and
And I'm joining in because
You look so uncomfortable in the
I know,
corner.
right?
you're like, what the hell is happening?
You're like, hey.
And
they're
Marcus.
they're holding me hostage in the corner.
Yeah.
You wanted a chair.
I like.
But with great
Like-
share comes great responsibility.
Don't make a Spider-Man joke.
Okay.
You had your chance.
Okay, okay. Are we all done
I just wanted to make
introducing
sure they knew I was back.
Alright,
Okay.
is
Okay.
everybody
Back
done?
to
So were we?
I mean, they could see you.
right, but I mean, they're just like
Okay,
just gonna
uh,
cut, and then the Mexicans.
Remember, I remember where Terrell left off. It was cigarettes, and I understand the cigarettes are.
You
Yeah,
were talking about
I was-
the voting process?
Yeah. See, that's the Illuminati getting in your brain. I was like, all right. So the voting process. You know how
like big businesses sway a politician's ideals or whatever. We pretty much just said that. So I feel the same thing happens. We were talking about private banks and how they control like federal government banking or whatever.
Control
and whatnot.
all our money.
Yeah. So what do you think the electoral vote is?
Basically,
What is
The what are they called?
It comes down to electoral voters.
It's just
technically,
the electoral
okay,
college.
This is what it's supposed to be like. It's supposed to be the popular electoral vote supposed to go with the popular vote, which doesn't make that much sense because it's like if the people who vote for that one. What's the point of you guys voting?
It's for
the people are stupid.
No, I'm gonna.
Has it been revealed who the electoral college is?
It's a few select people. It's like
isn't it the
no, it's not
Congress?
No, it's not.
It's not.
it's like under Congress, but
That
it's
was the
above
case,
like senator.
yeah.
Not senators.
In the presidency.
I think the only time that the electoral college was supposed to have failed was during the Bush election. I believe the popular vote and the electoral votes didn't but like
because of the recount.
For that, back to 2008 when Barack got elected, it was basically the populist vote was outrageously.
Oh my God, he's black.
Yeah, people fangasmed over the fact that he was a black. And I'm not saying that he's a bad. I'm not saying that too historically.
He's
but
not even a bad president. He's just like
We put so like because you know how we put like so much stuff on black people. Oh my God, he's stealing. Oh my God, no. It's like we're basically doing that. You know,
he's
like
judged harsher so that it won't happen again.
Right, but basically the popular vote was so outrageously in his favor, like it was a landslide that the college vote
wasn't it like 62%?
Yes, the college vote did not matter, even if the college vote like voted in what was it, McCain?
Yeah, but the college vote went on his side.
Yeah,
because the electoral college is supposed to go with the popular vote.
And they said even if the college vote said like, oh, forget it, we're gonna go on the other side, he still would have won just because of the populist vote. It was crazy. So
so what happened in the Mitt Romney and Barack Obama thing? I remember watching it with my grandma.
It was closer because it was like
I feel like I remember looking at the charts or whatever, and Mitt Romney was fucking winning.
It was much closer.
He was winning at first because the bigger states got their stuff done quicker, but then like the smaller states with more populace, like
and they were keeping the niggers out of the ballet box. Like,
we never know.
Here's what happened with you look at first of all. This is why Obama beat McCain. Because when Obama came in, he was like smart with his. He did a lot of stuff on the internet, like for like the younger voters who are just turning 21. That helped him a lot. Which McCain, an old man who really didn't know too much about, like didn't really know, like he was out there like with tags and this and Twitter and this and all that. And then the thing with Mitt Romney is Mitt Romney he has like. I don't know what it is that people feel about Mitt Romney. It's the money. I think it's just the money. Because his likability isn't that high. Like, I like President Obama. Like, I wouldn't mind going out to lunch with the man. I wouldn't want to go out to lunch with Mitt Romney.
I feel like he tries to dress casual, but like his jeans are worth $400.
Can I show you who supported Mitt Romney and what I find extremely hilarious?
Yeah.
Hold on. You keep talking. I'll just.
I mean, his Mitt Romney's just a weird person. I really don't feel like
you can't really relate to someone who grew up never knowing what it was like.
One thing,
not even a struggle. Never knowing what it's like to not have enough.
Right.
Not even like, oh, I struggle because I can't afford cable. Like not like, oh, I can't get my car. I can't get a car until I'm 18 because I have to work to save up for it.
So basically,
it's like not even that.
See, some people can with McCain because remember McCain was a war veteran. He was a
POW. He went through a lot.
He was a POW in Vietnam. Like he was, like he has that American, I guess, thing.
Are you gonna say anything at all today?
Yeah, exactly.
What's your favorite color?
Check this out.
Hey, grab it.
We'll link the video in the low.
You see, look at his house. Now wait until he walks in.
Wait,
that's Mitt Romney's house?
No, that's the guy who supports Mitt
Is that
Romney.
Papa
John's house?
Yes. Look at his house.
Okay, for those of you who don't know, Papa John, he's.
Let me just tell you, the 1%.
Well, from the video.
John.
For video.
Papa John's Pizza.
Okay.
And he's
You
not-
say he made
So basically, from what we're saying now, his main foyer is bigger than most of our houses now. Like, let's just put that.
Yeah, you would need an industrial sized ladder just to touch your ceiling.
Get a link. Just get a link. Can you link
Yeah, I'll link it. I'll link it in the
Look at
below.
his
So.
house.
And it's funny how he talks about that and talks about giving like away 1 million pizzas at a halftime for the Super Bowl.
And
But for some reason, he don't want to give benefits to any of his workers.
Yeah.
I think it's like,
And then
you
he
know
has
when
a worker that
Or
shows up in
give
the commercial.
overtime. He doesn't give overtime over 50 hours, which some people need to survive because he pays them crap.
you know what's
So,
funny for
where's
America?
all his money.
I've been trying to say this, but there's like this is going back to like the world thing of it. It's like more people in America are obese than there are people starving.
Yeah.
Like first of all, that's just like that blew me.
You know what angered me? You know those I know this is a serious thing, but it angered me a little bit because I was like, you know those commercials like feeding America, everyone and every 3 kids is like
those little
starving.
sad commercials.
I know those
like,
little sad commercials, but like, do you like really?
They
Come on.
say
there's like
they say
Okay, here's what I say this. Some of us are. I feel like we should take care of ourselves before we start taking care of other people.
Right.
Fix
There are
America before we
millions of-
fix
Yeah,
anywhere
exactly.
else.
I've been
There are
saying that
millions of
forever.
children starving in Africa. America, why aren't you helping out?
there are millions of
Last
people
time I
starving
checked,
here.
there are 207
Wait a
sovereign
minute.
nations
Hold
in
on
the
a
United
second.
Nations.
There are
So that is
many.
205 that can help. Because
Yeah.
Russia probably,
Yeah.
we could get them to squeeze out a couple
There
million.
are so many other countries that are capable of helping other countries.
Exactly.
We
And
can
they're
we
much
can do
closer.
it in our-
But they're not going out and saying we're the best, we're the greatest.
I don't care about
Hey,
that.
but-
you make yourself look like that.
Exactly.
I don't care.
So
about
we
America's
put it on ourselves.
When no one competes with what America does and what is expected of them, then we are going to believe it. Yeah, America's the best because they do all this. But other people point out, yeah, your education system sucks. This sucks. Your army doesn't do anything for its veterans. You give more to prisoners than you do to your elderly.
Yeah.
But then whenever something happens in the Middle East, hey America, why aren't you doing anything? Where's the
Exactly.
U.S.-led
Yeah.
coalition?
Then here's my thing.
So
Like I just want to go back to the obesity thing real quick. The thing about obesity in America, it's not like we do have a lot of food. We eat a lot, but another part of the problem is the fact of what we are eating. Like,
Yeah.
and
high
here's
fructose corn syrup is in damn near everything you eat.
yes.
You look at a bag of chips. Why does it have high fructose corn syrup?
I don't know. Here's the crazy thing.
Why
Why is the stuff that's in our food in grams? And we use a different system. What's the name of our system? I forgot.
A standard.
The
we
standard.
literally changed it
No,
to
no,
American.
it's because it's like just grams. Because like you think of grams
We-
small.
we-
Paper clip is a gram, and it's 300 grams. I don't feel like that
that's another
much.
thing I don't
If
understand.
you put it in ounces, it'll be. I think a can of Coke has like 4 ounces of soda, and that's
A can of
1/4 of a
Coke
pound.
has 2 ounces of sugar. That is 1/4 of the Coke.
1/8 of.
We are-
That's
we are-
1/8. Yeah, 1/4 of the Coke is a pound of sugar. I'm sorry,
Oh yeah, that's good.
but like you can fill a little Ziploc bag with sugar, like this much. You will put in to make a cake, and that's how much you're eating for a little tiny 12-ounce can of Coke.
Yeah.
So
That's all
like.
for Coke.
It's crazy.
Yeah, the sugar
It's
and
not-
high fructose corn
It's
syrup.
just Coke.
and
It's
those-
just all.
It's like just sodas in general.
Like right now, I've tried to stop drinking pop. Last time I had a pop, what was
Soda.
A long time ago. I remember
Saturday.
the last pop was a long time
I'm
ago.
gonna try and stop drinking. I'm gonna drink like more water. I'm gonna drink a lot more water.
I have been like I went to so yesterday was my birthday. If you guys didn't know.
Happy belated birthday.
So it's like we went out, right? You know.
Guys getting beat.
Okay, so I might not be here next episode.
Yeah.
But so yesterday, you know, we went out as I usually do. So like we just did a little small like party. Like just, so we went out to go get fast food because I rarely eat fast food because my mom doesn't let it cooking. Thank you, mom. So it's like
Watch this.
so it's like I think like you know how when we were kids like well as soon as we saw McDonald's we were like Mom can we go get something?
Yeah.
Mom, let's
No,
go
there's
get
food at home.
You know why?
I know. So
you know why? There is a tactic they use in graphic design when it comes to like businesses or whatever.
Yeah.
So certain businesses they'll have like
Color
a
palettes.
logo. Yeah, certain
Yeah,
color palettes.
because they say
color
yellow. They say
and
yellow
red.
and red are they give you
Dominant
hunger.
colors that mean you want hunger.
Yeah, so it's
And
like when,
also,
Attractive colors.
yellow is also
Red is a naturally attractive color.
it's the
Color.
color that our eyes can see from the farthest distance away.
but it's
Wait,
like
yellow?
it's
Yeah,
the
that's
hardest
why
to
it-
see too.
That's why
It's
yellow.
hard to
Red
see,
is
but
the
on a
color of
red
passion.
background, it
You-
stands up even more, and red is
you're
also
drawn
a
to
catchy
red.
color.
Yeah.
So it catches our attention, and then we stay attracted.
And it's
to it.
like
Because we're
basically-
kids.
It's
Yeah.
like it's Like the
the psychology of fast food companies.
It's like they want to ensnare your kids. They want to ensnare you as kids. It's like when I was younger, I loved McDonald's.
It's essentially like, oh, it's practically mind control.
All right,
I hate McDonald's.
So back to what I was saying.
Taco Bell, I hate most
Yeah,
fast food.
that's
my favorite. I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you, but one thing that really got to me, it was I really want to run back to the whole the presidency thing. Said RDK.
FDK?
FDK.
Oh.
He said people loved him so much that
Oh, we mean FDR, Franklin.
FDR, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, and then he was so popular that people wanted him to run like 3rd, 4th, 5 terms, and so it really makes me think if like he didn't deny that and went to it, like how would America be probably the most powerful country in the world, be as a capitalist state?
We would still have Bush. Probably. 'Cause people are idiots.
It actually works because when I'm looking at the menu right now, the first thing I looked at, I didn't even look this way towards or at the food that they actually had, like the hamburgers or whatever. The fries that are sitting in the McDonald's red and yellow symbol or whatever, I looked at that like first.
It's like like yesterday, like I went out and we went to Burger King. So my mom gave me a choice because I usually eat Subway. I think that's healthier. We can talk about that.
Subway's nice.
No, the bread.
The bread has
no.
hella calories.
No. The bread has hella chemicals.
Yeah, it's
that are used to to contain the elasticity that is also used in yoga mats.
Mm-hmm. So it's like
you cannot sell U.S. Subway bread in Europe. It's illegal.
So it's like yesterday
why are we eating it?
So
it's good. Not gonna lie.
So
I'll eat it.
When I went to Burger King, like it's like as a kid, like I would love the smell because I would smell just the chicken, but when I walked in there, I was just like, oh my god, I just smelled straight fatty oil. Like I felt sick. So then, like like when it's like the tradition, like when you buy something, you take a bite. So I took like one of my little brother's chicken nuggets. I was like, okay, I've had a chicken nugget in a while.
Go to Sharks and you will smell oil and.
It's like it's disgusting. And
yeah, their food.
I ate the chicken nugget and I usually, as I have a good sense of taste, so I just tasted like straight oil, like before I actually tasted the breading, and it was just like I think my mind like just.
Wait, you went to Burger King for chicken nuggets?
Yeah, we went for the burgers and chicken nuggets. It's like. I don't know, like it smelled okay, like up close. I was like, okay, I'll try it.
Okay, now here's the thing with that Burger King. Now those chicken nuggets, they're like, what was it? It's like there's 20 or like 10 for like $149.
It's
I
20.
think it's like a 5-piece for $149, 10 for $2, and then they have like a 20 for $4.49.
Yeah, if they're doing that, they're making it that cheap, then it's
of course they're gonna cut corners.
Yeah, they're gonna cut corners.
It's not that they cut corners; it's that they use the whole chicken. They'll blend an entire chicken, bone, meat. You ever bite into a chicken nugget or like a chicken sandwich, and then you'll bite into a tiny little piece of granulated something feels like it's like a rock, but then it breaks apart.
That's
probably that's cartilage.
I was eating chicken nuggets.
That's cartilage.
That's chicken nuggets. I love chicken nuggets.
I had a chicken patty once in 8th grade. I bit into it and it crunched. Like I found the whole bone in there. With the barcode on it.
Usually they try to get like as much of the bone to meal as possible.
The bone had a barcode on it?
Yeah.
8th grade. Genetically modified chickens that can't see because their heads and neck and everything. You ever seen a turkey or a chicken with a breast this big?
Mm-hmm. No, never.
No. Like that's
that
supposed 1 in 10,000. That's like Yao Ming type turkey.
Like go to the store. Go to the store, go to like a little neighborhood, like that. Nah, not like all these. Maybe go to like a little more of a hoodish type.
Store. Like a meat market.
Fair play.
Yeah,
go to corner store.
Go to Fair Play. And look at the chicken wings. Look at the jumbo chicken wings. Look at the regular chicken wings.
The regular, you can take
Jumbo chicken wings.
The jumbo ones cost less than the regular ones. You know why? Because the jumbo ones have been treated with steroids and all that other crap that makes them huge. That's like turkeys.
And this is why Europe and like other countries are so much healthier than us.
Right. Not only that, but also the whole media perpetuates the food size. Like you get 20-piece chicken nuggets, 20 pieces, 20.
Well,
we eat too much. People, stop.
You go to a diner, you order an omelet with French toast and hash browns and eggs, right?
It's like this big for no reason.
Yeah, the plate is at least a foot in diameter. Yeah. In Europe, you order the same thing.
No.
It'll be 5 eggs. The diner we go to, you get 5 eggs. 5.
So for
You
the
need-
time
the
Two
one I
is
went to-
recommended.
See,
Two
I
is recommended.
I went to a diner, me and to a diner, and I got like I got like a skillet or something.
Yeah.
Basically, like a skillet was just like
That plate,
I ate it, like I ate half of it, and I was
You were
full,
full.
and tired.
And he's a big guy, like
it's just so fat. But there's also the point where we eat for sustenance, to continue to live and to hunt and like live and work and do everything.
We used
But,
to.
well, no, yeah, that's the point of eating.
Yes, one of you.
But like,
Now,
a tiger will eat a whole gazelle in like an hour, and then be good for like 2 days.
Yeah.
Because it's always running and jumping and raising its
Right.
kin. But we eat something that has like little to no nutritional value. That's why you feel sleepy, because your body's just
But
like,
what you're
yeah,
not-
Your
my
brain
stomach
is
is full,
sugars.
but I don't have any fuel.
But what
it's
you're
like
not-
sticking sugar in your gas tank. It's filled, but it's not gonna do anything.
But what you're not seeing is the fact that you're doing that is saying that it's kind of genetic, because as
genetic
a
in the
grown
food or genetic in
no,
the person?
no,
I
I mean
mean,
genetic in the
I just
person.
like a social
Like
norm.
as
Yeah.
yeah, okay, it's a social norm and it's becoming genetic.
For the
Yeah,
time
because-
I was in
Because we're trying to
Syria,
eat. We're trying to.
As a human race, we are trying to make things easier, and the easier things become, the more we're gonna do easier things. So as we develop as a human race, genetically, that will become part of us, and we will
That's-
change for that fact.
We're trying to like.
That's actually in the movie.
Yeah.
We're trying to get food.
Yeah, that was
Because you remember, I forgot what slogan it was. It was like, "Get more bang for your buck." Like,
Yeah, that's the thing.
yeah. So like, if you have $1 here, like you remember when we used to get 4 bags of chips for
The
$1.
25-cent bag.
Yeah. So those were okay. Nowadays, it could be the exact same bag that would cost $1. So we'd be like, oh my god, that's
the
not.
the Dorito bag that used to cost 25 cents.
Yeah.
It costs 50 cents now.
Yeah, so
Or
like
in
two
some
for-
cases, not
I
even
actually
50 cents.
remember
It's
there
like
were
a
maybe
dollar.
59
like, yeah,
cents.
I'll go
Well,
to a gas
you need
station
$2
and
to
buy
buy.
for like $1. Then I remember there was at one point where I was just like, wow, they're 33 cents now.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah.
weird.
And
And
it
then
went up.
it was
Now
like
it's
now they're
50
50
cents.
cents each. I'm like, it's kind of weird.
So we're
like,
so if
Watch
you
by the time we hit 30, everything's gonna be okay.
No,
So-
I mean,
there won't be a
think
there.
about-
You know,
because my dad always tells me this, because my dad is really, really old. No offense if you're watching this,
pops.
but
in the future,
but he used to say that his like quarter bags for like 25 cents. They were like the dollar bags now. Like those,
so
like
you mean
dollar.
the really big ones?
Yeah, like
those
the,
were like
the
25
like,
cents.
like the $1.09 bags. Those were the
The quarter ones.
quarter bags.
Our money was worth
Because
more
he
than
gas
said
used to cost
he
75
used
cents
to
to
walk
$1.
to school.
That was the good times.
His mom,
but now we're running
his
out of
mom
fossil
would give him
fuels,
$1.
so-
He would walk to school. He would go into the gas station, buy a quarter bag, and he would like just eat it, and that would be his snack on his way to school.
You know, by the time we hit, this is actually, if we keep doing, you know why helium costs so much? Is because we're running out of, and the scientists predict that eventually by the time we hit like 2010, we're gonna be like on like at least like 2% of the helium supply in the natural Earth, unless we find some way to synthetically create helium. We're gonna run out of it.
And we're not smart enough to do that. We're doing
People
stupid
much
things.
smarter than us are working on that.
Yeah.
Wait, isn't that because of like helium?
As we drill it, we don't have a really efficient way to capture it.
So,
like,
like,
we'll get 40% of what we find.
Like
Yeah.
how you like I forgot what they said. Like we can't synthetically make water yet, but we have all the ingredients.
Yeah.
So
Well, I mean,
Water's
you know,
so complicated, so
Well,
you know,
they do.
All you need is to get 2 H's and 1 O, put them in a room, have them do
have
the
them bump
thing.
uglies, you know.
have them conjoined together.
But we're smart enough to make what's it called?
They have
This
a-
could be a new.
We're smart enough to clone people, yet we're not smart enough.
We're not cloning people. We're cloning
We
animals.
can clone animals.
Yeah,
clone
We cloned
animals.
the
Japan's
sheep
working
back in
on that.
'97.
Japan's
And that's-
working-
and that's in
she passed
97.
away, and Japan is working on recreating a mammoth that they found that was way younger than we thought it would be.
You know,
So-
the only thing that scares me about that is like if you recreate like animals from back in the day. Like, what if they come back with like,
Diseases.
well, like a mammoth? You were talking about
Well,
mammals.
yeah, but the only reason why is because they actually found a perfectly preserved model that was much younger than they thought to be.
Oh,
So
okay.
the half-life of DNA was
Okay.
found to be 527 years.
Okay, cool.
So a mammoth that was around 800 years ago is fine. And we can work out that, not to mention the fact that we have ancestors that are really, really closely related to mammoths.
Mhm.
so we can figure out any bumps and kinks that were
just
different.
like filling the gaps with like an elephant.
Well, now I would say fill in the gaps, but compare notes.
Yeah.
Because you'll have the DNA model, and then you can compare what changed, what could it possibly have been.
Big question.
So will we be able to make pigs fly?
Maybe, but another thing that scares me too is not so much not so much things like that, but it's like, what if we create a genetic supervirus? And I know that we probably do have a couple supervirus, a different strain of smallpox or something like that that just gets out.
China's been like, for like, I think a couple years ago, it was like, they say China, like, scientists in China were I say China 4 times. They were working on trying to mix the bird flu and the swine flu. And not this, it's the swine flu was just the name of the flu that like affects pigs. Yeah, H1N1, right? And that is an extremely contagious one. And that one mutated a little, and that's why we had that big scare back in like what, 08, 07? That big scare, because it mutated a little. So there was no form of vaccine, and it started spreading to humans and extremely contagious. The bird flu, while barely contagious, almost like Ebola, you would have to cough in someone's face 4 times, and then they have a chance of getting it. The bird flu is one of the most deadliest.
Very deadly.
The deadliest flu of all. They were synthesizing, trying to crossbreed them. The most contagious and the most violent, volatile, hostile flu, and the most absolutely
combine
contagious.
them together. And it makes me question why. Why?
Okay, honestly, this is like a war, like, cause I like
what, to create a
super violence.
No,
it's like
that's illegal. You can't do that.
It's against the war, the rules of war.
They were like, the Geneva Convention. You cannot use biochemical.
You can't change the weather, cause I think they did that in Vietnam. Like they made it rain they made monsoon season extra long, like for 1 month.
I think they found a better way to do it, because I think they did it in Japan. No, not in Japan, China.
It was somewhere in there.
Okay, I really don't know the Geneva Conventions like that.
The Geneva Convention basically was like, they're the council. They basically came up with the rules of war. You can, there are like, those like weapons are outlawed, like, what is it?
Biological,
chemical weapons, stuff like that. So you couldn't use.
Oh, and there's one, you can't, there's like areas like that can help. Like, so if you're neutral, like you're not in the war at all, you can't attack, bomb, you can't do anything to them, and you can't pose as like you're trying to trick them, like, okay, we're innocent, and then we come back to like kill them.
Yeah, you can't
do that.
So technically, like, so you know how it was in World War II, it was the Axis against the Allies.
Yeah.
Technically, Hitler couldn't attack since they had declaration of war. So this is a war. Both sides are fighting each other. Technically, he could not have attacked Switzerland. That would have been put on his charges.
But I'm pretty sure. When was the Geneva Conventions? When was the Geneva Laws?
I think it was
before World War I. There was like a group of people.
So now I'm pretty sure.
I think it was.
Is either before or during?
Now think about it.
I think it was after.
I
think they were played in place.
Think about this though. Think about it.
Because they had.
I'm not trying to go into the whole conspiracy theory thing, but they find loopholes behind everything. That was back before World War I or during World War I. I'm pretty sure they found loopholes behind it. Like,
what are you all talking about? I was looking up Dysogenic.
Super like biological chemical weapons.
Yeah.
That can end the Earth if we were like to put it in this room right now.
Oh yeah, you saw. I know what you're talking about. You're talking about the theory. Well, not the theory. The rumor that Hitler had like a. I think History Channel lied to me. Yeah, of course History Channel lied to me.
Yeah, like a.
But this is what History Channel said. He had a giant drill in the middle of the fucking he was creating a drill that would drill into the earth and blow it up.
No, History Channel is kind of some of the people he's talking to.
We can't do that now.
But this is something that he did do. He was trying to create like not superhumans, but like he was trying to splice human DNA.
He was looking into genetic
enhancements,
modification.
But like it was like, okay, breed, like we have pick the best. Now breed them, breed the best.
That was the whole idea.
Take your genes and see what you can pick out that's bad, and put in stuff that's good, and then put it back and then breed them again.
Then he wanted to like add, he actually wanted to add like animal.
Yeah, like
DNA.
They tried to do that.
That's how you get chimeras.
Imagine a 6'3", nothing but 2% body fat man with the leg power of like a cheetah.
So
or like you just like, well, like essentially that, like a guy who can jump 8 feet in the air in
You're
place.
basic African.
Okay.
Look at
Guys that hunt gazelles that can run like 40 miles an hour, There's a reason that
And
there's
then get a psychological professor that's just like, oh, do this, and implement it into the brain, and that's pretty
like
much
get rid of things that like fear.
I think we're trying to make things like that so we can control them, but when we can't control things, like that's when we're like, oh my god, it's so dangerous.
That's when you start playing God. Shit fucks up.
Yeah, and like in China, like, we were talking about superbugs because we're using so many antibiotics. That like these
are for a cold.
Yeah, I've never used antibiotics. I didn't only use it once. Once I've used antibiotics. That's because I had a hangnail and it got infected, and my thumb was really swollen, like really swollen. My mom, I got a hot needle, poked it, and like the pus came out, and I took antibiotics to stop the infection. That's it. Right. I've never taken antibiotics ever before that. When I got a cold or a flu, I would just nurse it, make it back to health.
Yeah, I would just like sleep.
And it's like there's so many like more things that happen. Like it's a super STD bug. And it's an actual bug in China, and it's like you get it, and it's like lice basically. But they don't just stay on the outside; they actually go like inside of.
They go under your skin, right?
So you know, like the
said organ, said like
liver or
vagina,
something like that.
Genitalia, basically.
Okay.
So like I saw a video. It was literally like operating on this woman, and they had to like move around the tissue.
Don't talk about that.
Out. You could see the blood. They had to like squeeze it, and they like come out and pick them out, and it was just like disgusting. It's like
crabs have been like
Tara, do you not remember the body exhibit, bro?
Oh yeah, but that wasn't that bad.
That was okay.
I don't do well with that stuff.
Hair,
I struggle watching the Cure.
They can stay there because they hook onto it. They follow this.
Okay, you can call me a little bitch. I don't do well
go into your skin and they embed themselves.
Yeah.
This is not they're hanging on for dear life and staying.
So they're like anglerfish. They're gonna like fuse into you or something.
Yes, they're like extremely parasitic. They're not bugs on you; they're in you now, and that's just terrifying. Screw sex.
And we basically made that.
I mean,
no, that was all China.
Nature occurs.
I meant humans. I meant humans as a whole.
Damn nature,
you
you scared.
Think about it like this. I think it was.
You pop up every like 8 minutes.
I know, right?
Like you said, like one thing every 8 minutes.
Dang.
Okay,
Chinese
now let's see it like this.
They're making diseases
I think
hold down their people and everything.
Mia Angelou.
I'll get into that.
Yeah, Mia Angelou.
Maya,
Maya.
right?
Yeah, Maya.
Maya Angelou.
Maya Angelou.
Maya Angelou.
You call
Maya
it Mia.
Angelou.
You call it Mia.
Okay.
Mia.
God rest her soul, but I think she said this, and it reminded me. It stuck in my head because it just was so true. She said that all humans are capable of doing anything, and that you should never try to dehumanize somebody and call them a monster, because everything that he did or she did, you're just as capable of doing that under certain circumstances.
The monsters and demons of the world don't look like fairy book creatures. They look like you and me.
Yeah, that's true.
I memorized that.
Monsters Inc. Monsters Inc. Scooby-Doo. Every single monster, everything that was terrorizing everything. What was it?
A person.
Human.
It was a person under bad circumstances.
Don't you dare bring up 2 when they had ghosts. Okay.
Okay.
That was
Listen,
just
I'm talking about the cartoon.
Another quote. Like this about how I don't know the world works. Albert Einstein, it's a really good quote. He said, "I don't know what weapons World War III will be fought with, but I know that World War IV will be fought with sticks and stones."
Oh,
Yeah.
that's so deep right there.
Yeah,
Like,
I just got
to the bugs thing, like the super bugs and the genetic thing, I kind of like the Jurassic Park thing, where it was like, scientists or mankind has wondered so much whether or not they could. They never stopped to think about whether or not they should. So that's like, yeah, we can let's try and let's try
Like
to do
time
this.
travel.
Okay, I heard that.
Should we?
That's
We
We can go. We can do that. We can talk about that. People
There
talk
was
about
a
that all the time.
theory.
I'm like,
There
I
was
don't
a
think
theory
we should-
about that.
I don't think no matter how far we get in the future, I don't think we'll ever do it because it's just something.
You know,
It's
this
just,
should
honestly, the theory has been like more or less proven. We just need
We just need the
crazy
technology.
The technology to do it.
Well, we basically have the technology, but
Einstein was like, we can do it now. We just the energy, the amount of energy needed
yeah.
would be
But
like we
that's
need
what
the sun
we
for
just say.
it.
Should
Now
we
hold
do
on
it?
a second.
I don't think we should.
Have they
shouldn't.
proven? Have they proven? What have they proven? Tell me what they've proven.
They've
And-
proven, like, all of the equations, like if this happens, then that's
They
what
have
happens.
enough. They have enough theories to test, and they have some form of way to refract light to send some way.
Wait. There, I don't mean to cut it, but you know the Hadron Collider?
Yeah.
This actually last year,
Faster
than light particles, they actually recorded the time, and this is gonna sound really like complicated. I hope I can get this right, but I should be able to send the link to you guys over the King conversation. So basically, they found out that the light particles were actually like copies of themselves, are actually coming back, and like it was like, you know how it's like a delayed image, where like if I would go like this, you would see another delayed image of a flashback of me. Right. They're actually like they could see that. And so it was like, oh my gosh, this is actually like, it goes directly into like one of the equations that Einstein had put out there for like time travel and stuff like that. So it was like, it's kind of getting scary now, because you know if you're seeing after.
I have two things about that.
That's the thing though. That's what they found traces of the Higgs boson. They have no formal way to contain it so far, but they have found like newer elements. Like
2 or 3 years ago, they found traces of it.
But have they
4 years ago?
Like it appeared and they caught it on like essentially like a picture. But like then it disappeared.
Like they've seen like the residue of it basically.
Yeah, and there was one point where they did find a picture and like, well, we have this. This is essentially what it kind of looks like as it's fading away. But they've also been finding new essentially new types of protons, neutrons, and quarks and stuff like that.
That's dangerous. Like
it is. Like
supposedly
supposedly you should be able to create a black hole.
Yeah, you can create a black hole like that if you.
We already did it. The Hadron Collider.
But a black hole.
Yeah, atoms and protons smash together and create a miniature black hole.
Right,
but what if we like actually create we create the Big Bang? Like the Big Bang created, like it could blow up our planet in like an instant. We could be gone by now.
We could destroy the whole universe, bro.
Right.
Just because we wanted to prove something. So there are some things in this world that we should not figure out.
Like we have like basic equations are proven. Like E equals mc squared. Energy is equal to mass times the speed of light squared. That's proven. Like we can do calculations for that.
But that's not what I was getting at. What I was getting at is, okay, what have they proven about the past and the future and the present? Is it a linear path, or is it like
because we still don't know if there is a past.
There are theories of
there's one theory that I know of
that we're in multiple timelines where if Alexis were to die right now, that would be a separate timeline. And
Steins Gate.
And this is the alpha timeline where he lives.
The Schrodinger's cat thing.
Yeah.
Where the cat is dead in one and alive in the other.
For all those, I actually watched Steins Gate too. That's a very good time travel story.
You don't know if it's dead or not until you look.
Right, and then there's part of the theory speculates that it creates a separate universe where it is both, where one is dead and the other one's alive. Right. But like the big thing was that it's in a before you look, like the observation inside in a superposition where it is both, and the result is acted upon by you looking.
How about this theory? Tell me if this has been stated. You go first. You go ahead and say what you're gonna say.
Oh yeah, the theory like the time travel was that it's linear until the point where time travel is created, where like time is going on, but the moment we are able to bend it, it's just round.
And I heard that when that happened, I heard another theory about like basically
it's like a paradox.
Time travel, like time can be basically like let's say you had like a big piece of rubber rectangle or something, and it could be like that. And let's say you could like bend it, right? And you could bend it again. You could put like a hot metal ball, and like that metal ball would go straight through it, and then you could like unravel it again, and you would have holes within the timeline, basically. That's what would happen. But that's the theory what would happen.
That's like
the whole bending.
Like I said, it's like a paradox. Like, so if we do travel back in time, like I can.
What would you do back in time?
Well, no, like it's just like so like say I drop my glasses and they break, right? And we have time travel at this moment. So I break my glasses. I'm like, oh, okay, I can stop it. So I go back in time, and if they had made time travel just at that minute, like. It would have been like we would have been like, okay, we don't have it now, but we're going to, and then we don't have it. So it's like hard to explain since it's a paradox.
Oh, Marcus, you've been dying to say something. Go ahead.
So like there would be two Muhammads at the same place forever now.
Until somebody stops it.
I'm pretty sure you all know about my freaking theory on time travel over there because I was doing a story on it that I never finished. But okay, so pretty much the summary of it was that the past doesn't exist, the future hasn't happened yet, and the present is the only thing we have. and as we move on the present, we are like, okay, think of the present as a ball, and time is like the past is like think of it like a tree. So we're a ball going up a tree, and we start from the past, and we're going down a straight line. It's like a zipper a little bit, like a zipper tree. So as we go up, time closes because the past no longer exists. The only thing that exists from the past are like images or whatever that we have of the past.
Okay, yeah, but I'm
and
thinking
constructs
like,
of
what
the
are you
past.
saying? But
And then as the ball goes up the tree, it can go into separate different paths, or maybe it may have like a zipper effect where it goes on a path and then it takes in those other paths and they're like jumbled into the ball or whatever, and then they just are shit out into the line.
Yeah, I've heard that before, that you can only time travel forward, but
And
you
then,
can never time travel backward.
But here's the other part of that. The part of that is there's another part that I summed up. I'm gonna sum up multiple universes.
Right.
Okay, so the past is another universe, so it has to exist in some form or another, because how can we have images and videos of the past if it no longer exists? So maybe it's like a separate universe of some sort.
So technically, this video is a separate universe.
Now, there was one thing that
8 minutes has passed.
Huh?
8 minutes already.
Yes, 8 minutes. But there was one thing, and I think it was on a channel. I think it was Vsauce. Has anybody ever heard of Vsauce?
Yes.
Yes. You mean the recent video?
Yeah.
Yes.
Does
the past really exist?
Does the past really exist? And
You're gonna have to do hella links for real.
I'll help you out with it.
but the way that they were saying, it was kind of like what Marcus was saying, except in the sense that it's a possibility that the past never existed.
And
And the
let's
sum
But
up-
there's a theory. It's
I wanna bring
called
up one thing. Technically what is time? What is time?
Listen, don't even.
Okay, I can tell you.
No. I'm going there. I'm going there.
Time is motion.
Technically, time. You can't say time is motion, but
Is it?
technically, time is nothing.
Time
It
is
is
time?
a complete and utter nothing construct to be put our lives around, but it doesn't exist. We created time.
We created time, and technically we're saying we want to go back in time for a thing that we created, yet we cannot do that. So like, what is time? What
Like
is the
2
concept?
o'clock p.m. What does that mean?
Okay,
Like, you know what it means, but like
that's the theory I was talking about. So it's basically called what's it called? It's called Last Thursday.
Oh yeah.
So
It's the Last Thursday's paradox.
yeah, so it's basically saying that everything we know now, like how my birthday has passed, how your birthdays have passed, how like people have been born, have died, all of that's happened, all down to the very like the Big Bang. That's all happened last Thursday. So you can basically say like
You can basically say that everything that we know as the world could have been technically created last Thursday.
and it's like one of those paradoxes that no matter how much proof you can bring up for it, it can't be disproven, and it can't be proven. So it's just like on its own ground.
We are going there, Alexis. Be ready.
Basically, you're saying the world could be created.
Oh, okay.
could be
So
created last Thursday?
try and disprove it. So I'm telling you, everything we created, God, Jesus, everything that we've created now has been created last Thursday. So
Like,
how
it just
would
got
you-
created last Thursday?
Yeah, just last
But
Thursday.
I remember, so you're telling me that basically, I remember things before last Thursday.
Do you think I was
So
born
those
yesterday?
memories are all made last Thursday.
Do you think I was born
I can just
yesterday?
keep saying.
I got what you're saying.
Do you think I was born yesterday?
Not yesterday, last Thursday.
Do you think I was born yesterday? Yesterday was Thursday.
So basically, last Thursday,
Last
I was
Thursday.
created as a
Last
17-year-old with these memories
Everything could have been created from
from
when was
last Thursday.
Today's Tuesday.
Yeah.
So it was like 4 days ago. So basically, it could be like from Thursday to Friday, everything up to the littlest of mankind could actually.
We're breaking Alexis's mind right now.
So everything from.
I got a theory for you. I got a paradox.
Okay,
for you.
let me make it simple. Let me make it simple for you. Let me make it simple. For
Wait,
you.
I'm trying to explain this. I'm gonna get you, but it's like so everything from the Big Bang to the littlest of time. So the very first creature came out of the pond. That could have been in one day. So from Thursday up to now, everything you know, everything you've learned in school, everything that has been created that you have to learn in school has been created last Thursday. And there's literally no way you can disprove that or prove that.
Well, and here's the other way it's said, like, everything just pops into existence. And since it pops into existence, you can kind of say, like, well, I remember Wednesday before last Thursday. He was like, well, you popped into existence thinking that you remembered something that happened before.
But these memories they were just
Before the
created
time,
that last
that was-
Thursday.
Okay, Alexis, you were trying to say something?
Yeah.
That's pretty dope.
I gotta look at that because that's like it's.
I'm telling you,
Just-
the next
it's
one,
hard to-
the
it's
next,
like
the
I-
next one I got for you is gonna.
You should be like ear like goo should be slipping out my ear any second now. But like that's how back to my time travel theory was like the point where you can never go back to before time travel created because up until that point it was completely linear. So like if you wanted to go back like an hour linear, like if you want like to say this point was the moment time travel was created, that is the point where like it'll break off. You can never go back to a point before then because the universe never saw
So
such
let's say
thing
you
occur.
tried to. Well, would you be lost in another dimension?
Essentially, you would be nothing.
Well, you
would
can't-
go into an.
Oh, I see what
can't
you're
visit-
saying.
you
That's
can't
I see what
physically
you're saying because
create-
you like you destroyed that timeline because you being
It's no
there,
longer-
you
yeah,
yourself
it's no
being
longer-
there.
Like the universe cannot accept it, so it simply creates another one where it's
So
that's
yeah,
that's the rule.
because
So
you yourself.
the only way you can actually like move this and bring it back is if like you would melt it. You can't just like put it there.
Yeah,
So
like
if you
the-
melt it, like it's gonna be
I think
wrong.
that's
they
kind
might
of
have
like,
talked
okay,
talking about forging into something or jumping into a diagonal one where it's like a parallel one, but one that
It's
is-
closely
yeah,
related
like-
to it.
right, but like it's as long as you're not have existed as that same being or that same universal being, it's fine or like it won't do as much damage. But like, say you can time travel forward 1,000 years to the future from that point. But if you say you want to go back 1,000 years again, you can go back to like a minute after it was tested. That is
Okay.
the point.
I'm gonna call it the exile
Here
theory.
we go. The existential consciousness or everything is nothing parody. No, not parody, paradox. So basically, parody. So basically, alright, it's gonna go from Muhammad said, there is no future, there is no current, and there is no past. We're basically in one collective consciousness, not like consciousness you have as your own. Think of it as this room. We're in a right room with nothing, and so we basically have our figments or created images or memories that we have of this room. For instance, this room right now, this could have been from 10 years in the future or 10 years in the past, or what we could say as the current right now. Or currently, say you have a kid 30 years down the road, which could be 30 years back. Or the way...
So you're basically saying time is just like, it's just like sugar grains. Like one grain of sugar is just like one event in time, and then like you just sprinkle it out.
Yeah. And the labeling of it does not really have anything to do with it.
That's deep.
So basically, when you say like when you're having say Alexis is right now, you're the guy that you're the same person as you were 6 years from now as to now or the current or as in the past. Right. From your embryo. So basically, you could be having a kid at the age of nothing before you were even born, or like right now, or even before you got married or have a kid. You could have a kid at any moment, every time. It also branches into other paradoxes too, where like the whole
like the grandfather paradox.
Exactly.
I like that.
I could be dead.
You could be.
At
Dead.
the same
I forgot now. I
point
heard the
where I was
grandfather
born.
paradox.
Yes.
Someone remind me, refresh my memory of the grandfather
Think about it.
paradox.
Okay, so
You go back.
like,
You know,
like
after
grandfather.
reading,
Wait, hold on, wait.
Okay, so if we created time travel like you said, so I go back in time. Just say that we can go back in time. I go back in time to my grandfather, and then I kill him. So basically, I kill.
and your father never conceives you.
So shouldn't you disappear? But
right.
you
That's
don't.
the paradox.
Upon the moment you disappear, you do not exist to take your grandfather's life. Therefore, you are allowed to be born through your father and through your
So
grandfather's
it's
son.
funny because it's kind of like okay, so Futurama did a parody of that.
Yeah, like when he
Where
went to
he
kill
goes-
his
he-
grandfather.
no, he goes to
He
kill his
becomes his
grandfather.
But he didn't go away
He
because
kills his grandfather by mistake, right? And then he goes back and has sex with
His grandmother, and therefore
he is his
grandfather.
So, and that's where the everything is nothing paradox comes in. So he took the place of the thing that he replaced.
Yeah, right.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
To prevent a paradox.
Oh,
Now,
to prevent the universe from collapsing.
Because he went back in time, he was the
Go ahead,
cause of his grandfather's death, which caused his grandmother to be sad and hook up with the first person he met, which was coincidentally himself.
Yeah.
So it fit. It was essentially it was meant to be.
Yeah.
So in my Chaplin.
Wait, can I just say one thing?
What if the lens cap was on the whole time?
Oh my God, that'll be.
There's a way to become.
Well, they're gonna hear the audio of
There's a
this.
way to become your own grandfather without time travel.
Incest?
No.
We were all thinking the same thing.
Okay.
Well, this is gonna be a
No,
real trick.
It's not incest because he's not your grandfather anymore,
Right, it's
which
going-
makes her not your grandmother anymore, which
No,
means
this is how it goes. Okay. It was a song. I forgot the
Who
whole
makes a
song.
song about this?
So a man falls in love with a woman. This woman is beautiful and she's nice and she's young. Now his son falls in love with her mother, and her mother gets married to his son, and he gets married to his daughter. Now technically that makes him his own grandfather.
So he's like. Okay,
Oh, I've
okay,
heard this.
He
Yeah.
marries an older lady
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
whose kid is married to his father, so that's his son-in-law
Mhm.
because he's married to the woman.
Oh, so you technically would be your own grandfather.
Yes.
So it's like a little cartwheel.
Yeah.
So
The
it's
new
like,
thing.
the-
Literally, your daddy. I'm not your daddy. I'm your grandpa.
No, I'm not my daddy. I am my
grandpa. I'm grandpa.
all right. I was reading this comment in the video too. Did the past really happen? And it says, it's by Tom Swift. I'm just gonna say that our universe should not exist. It is impossible because matter couldn't have existed forever because there had to be a beginning, but there also had to be something before the beginning, as there could have been absolutely nothing. But that stuff also had to come from somewhere.
See, it ties into the everything is
And
nothing.
This is a religion,
the
like,
thing I just
that's
thought
it.
of,
Hey, you want your religion and
the
science?
thing I'm
Read
thinking.
Isaac Asimov's story. The last question.
Which one is that?
I don't know
He wrote a
why.
bunch of shit.
Yes, the last question is the multivax one, where it was like, is there any way to reverse entropy? Essentially, like with enough time that passes, trillions and trillions and hundreds of trillions of years, every star in the universe will eventually fade.
Didn't he write the theory of robotics? Or someone else?
Yeah, that was him.
That was him
The
too,
whole
right?
like you can't kill humans, you can't put humans in a position to die and stuff. But
Yeah.
the last question is like, he shows like, essentially a computer smart enough to advance humankind, where like it can take sun energy and completely clean, and then like it'll jump 200 years in the future.
Where it came from. Holy God.
That's when the sound of God comes in. Don't do it.
But like it just keeps like advancing in time, like how they go from using coal and nuclear energy to using sun energy, but not like regular solar, but like sun stations where we can send some to Pluto in 2 weeks. That's how much energy we can use, and then like it goes 200 years in the future where they use sun, like they use the same thing to go to different planets, and they use like to create warp drives, and then essentially medicine where you can be like 200 years old, essentially immortality. Then it goes to where nobody has names anymore. It's just like each galaxy, it's its own collective consciousness. Then each like every goal you create like that computer like moved into cyberspace, and it's called like the multivax. Like that's how it started. It's like the AC, and as it keeps going, you just see humans like the physical body stop and like entropy takes full. There are no stars. There's nothing. There's only a self-running collectiveness, conscious collectiveness, and
I feel like
cyberspace.
Oh, you're talking about collective consciousness?
Yeah, eventually, like humans move like out of their physical being and be like essentially like floating in their heads.
I feel like we are already
Right,
in a
and then,
collective
like,
consciousness, and that's
it
what like
keeps-
spirits are.
There's a point
No,
where
we're
like,
not.
Wait, Marcus, what was that say about
Huh?
the Big Bang, Joe?
Okay, now, oh my God, this just fucking blew my brain. I'm sorry for that loudness. Alright, okay, so...
We may need to cut this out because I might need to use this later.
Okay, so...
yeah, multiverse.
Nothing. There is nothing in whatever the beginning is. Alright, so because nothing is there, nothing is something. Something and nothing just created two. Because there are two now, it splits. It explodes or whatever. and then you know how pretty much everything has to have like a second to it, good and evil. Give me another. It has to be two-ness to everything.
Yin yang.
Dark, up,
Yeah.
down,
Like basically yin and yang.
Yeah, up and down, round and round, all that crap. Like, that's pretty much what the universe was.
Wait, so
created
basically
from.
it's just like yin and yang. So like, even though there's something,
Nothing
there's
is
There's a little bit
something.
of nothing is something.
So
And there's nothing, but there's a little bit of something and nothing.
Everything is nothing. Guys, I'm gonna show you the video, okay?
Up, linked up.
Okay, that
We
reminds
should
me.
not get into high
Wait, how much?
consciousness, 'cause-
How much?
Oh,
I-
also
I-
the fact that like there are probably a lot of scientists who are just screaming at us like you're wrong.
We're
about
right.
everything.
And then there was that one person who's like high off marijuana, and it's like these guys are amazing.
like for real. Like this is gonna be one person that's like watching this,
He's
getting the
off the
munchies,
Molly,
like off the Molly, eating munchies, like, oh my god, these guys are like.
No, wait, that
geniuses.
reminds me. So I was watching
There be like
this kid's zoo animal stuff. It was like the bear goes moo, the cow the cow goes moo,
Yeah.
the duck goes quack. And then, so I'm looking in the comments.
What
right?
does
It
the
was
fox say?
It was for a school project. I look in the comments, and it says, I was high one day, and when I found this, I thought it was the best thing ever.
We need more potheads watching us.
So it was like a Van Nuys video. We're just finishing up now, basically.
yeah, we should
It was like
a.
It was like a Van Nuys video, and then like he's like a gamer, so they were playing Gmod, and then like there was a guy behind Moose Knuckle, and then he was like he was picking up this giraffe, and then he basically like they were talking to the giraffe. They were like, "Oh my God, it's a giraffe." They were like, "Oh, hello, Van Nuys." And then they basically like went back and forth, and he was like, "What sounds a giraffe like? I don't know." Just like started whining, and then they had to look it up. They was like, I'm gonna look up what a giraffe sounds like. It's gonna be funny as hell when it sounds like.
You know what we should do? We should send this to what's a fancy scientist?
John
Stephen
Gordon.
Hawking.
Stephen Hawking. Yeah, send this to Stephen Hawking.
He would look at us and just be like,
He's gonna
Turn
make the
this
shit
guy
out of
off.
us.
we send this to Joe Rogan because he gets the stuff like this.
Bill Nye the Science Guy.
we don't have numbers.
Nye.
We don't have numbers to back our theories so far. So
Yeah, we
We'll put
don't.
links. That's gonna be a lot of
Wait.
links.
There was one thing that I said. This is probably too deep for me to.
How long is it gonna take?
It's gonna take a couple of seconds.
Alright.
Okay,
Whack.
you know how people are always saying that light is good. Light. This might be a little bit religious, but that light is good. That light is what we need to go towards, right?
Mhm.
You know, when God was there, before He said, "Let there be light," what was there?
Darkness.
So what did God come from?
Holy shit.
Turn it off!
Oh!